Everyone. I'm Corey from Corey's Coaching Corner. Today I'm going to describe to you, what I'm about, what Corey's Coaching Corner is about. It's kind of like our mission statement or the pillars that we stand on. There's four main pillars that I believe in. Um, so I'm going to go through them all with you, so you know a little bit more about what I want to achieve and what my beliefs is uh, that we can do. The only thing I want to say is when it comes to the caregiver section, I kind of looked at it as a caregiver section of people coming into the house, like a paid help for caregivers. Um, but this could also include family. Family are a tremendous help when it comes to giving care. So I don't want to leave out the family. I just wanted to let you all know that. I'm currently day 12 also on the broken freaking neck recovery. So let's get into our pillars. And I hope it helps you understand more of where I'm building, um, of what I'm trying to build here. Okay, let's get into it. So, our pillars become a reoccurring content categories. There's four pillars: healing and identity, grief after diagnosis, identity loss, rebuilding your confidence, emotional recovery. Pillar number one is healing and identity. The first pillar focuses on healing and identity, the grief that comes after the diagnosis, trauma, illness, accident, whatever happens. Then we'll try to focus on identifying the new you, your new limitations, your new routines, the help you now need. The way how you used to function and support yourself has now unfortunately changed. And we have to try to get you to come to terms with this new you. Maybe not accept right away, but come to terms. We rebuild your confidence together as a team. We identify the areas you where you want to concentrate on to start building back your confidence in certain areas. Could be as simple as walking, your speech, social interactions with people, cooking, other household chores, or anything else where you feel like you need to build confidence, feel confident in yourself to do. While we focus on this, though, we do stay mindful and respectful of your emotional recovery. This most likely can be a difficult situation. It can bring up past trauma. It can bring up anger and frustration, depression, anxiety. We must discuss all these emotions prior to beginning and during. Do you feel like you're emotionally drained? Then we will talk about those emotions and come to a better understanding. Caregiver conversations, burnout, guilt, isolation, support systems. So, this is where I said family should be included in here. We'll have conversations if caregiver, trainers, and family are needed to come and to help you on your road to recovery. Caregivers are there to help you through the recovery process to the best of their abilities. Sometimes they also have to act in a way to keep you safe from harm. You may not understand why they're denying you something. Sometimes you may even lash out with words, actions. You may even throw items at them. Or sometimes physical interactions may happen. Over a period of time, this may lead to a caregiver burnout, They work hard, they understand, they're understaffed. Sometimes they're constantly on the go. They have no chance to sit or eat some days due to appointments. Sometimes, due to burnout, they might make a mistake. They may let protocols slide, which may cause an accident or injuries. Caregivers or trainers and family are human just as much as you are. You don't own them. They don't work specifically just for you. But when something happens, they feel guilty about it because they genuinely care about you and they want to see you recover as much as you do. Another form of burnout is caused by the support system itself. Support systems are severely understaffed. Workers are double shifted, or they have long drives, or some clients are high demand, or there's no support for the support workers. It's a high demanding physical job, but sometimes you don't get enough recognition. So, how do we help mitigate this from happening? We sit down, make a clear plan with your caseworkers and your staff and and the staff and family to include protocols on what to do when stress levels start to get raised or when you don't agree with something. We'll role play situations that are stressful to you and to show you the positive behaviors that we seek. We check in and revisit to see if there needs to be an update or revision to any of these plans with the whole caretaker family team. Next, advocacy and education, navigating the healthcare system, the accessibility, the stigma, the emotional realities, and how professionals miss certain things. Now we're moving on to the part where we work together as a team and find the right healthcare and treatment plans available for you. What is accessible? Professional, supportive, same goal oriented values as you have, but they'll also advocate for you. We'll research a lot of these places and have a strong connection. Resources, training, they'll push you towards your recovery. We will role play some of the negative things that you may hear as well. There's so much more going on than what people see. Inside your mind, you're anxious to go out in public. You're frustrated that you need to use a walker. You're upset because you needed somebody to drive you somewhere, to meet somebody, to take you to an appointment. And sometimes you feel like you're starting to miss the old you. The grief and the sorrow you feel because now you're starting to believe like you're possibly a burden on yourself when you know that's just not true. Those invisible emotions, illnesses, disabilities, that mental health situation is where other healthcare professionals often miss. They don't see it. They focus on what they could see, not what they can't. They're trained to heal the body and not your mind. That's where I want to focus with the rest of your recovery team. Heal the body and your mind at the same time. Let's not wait till there's an explosion of emotions or a very desperate cry for help. Next, hope and growth. Purpose after injury, resilience, redefining success, moving forward. After all, what is our main goal? What are we working towards? We'll evaluate everything that you have gone through from day one till now. We will look at the skills that you have obtained, the abilities that you possess, and what do you want to do? Do you want to go back out into the workforce? Would you like to take a course at school, college, update some skills? Maybe you want to write a book about your journey. Do you want to mentor people who are in the same place that you were once in and can maybe understand where they are? Together, we can work on a timeline of your recovery to show you your ups and downs, where you thrived and where you struggled, your determination and your resilience, the positive and the negative thoughts. Success is only determined when you say it is. You define what success is for you. Does it mean a full recovery? Maybe. The ability to drive, to be more independent on your own. Maybe success is just doing what you love to do. That is up for you to decide when you're successful. And lastly, where do you go from here? Do you attend groups? Do you tell your story to others like a mentor? Do you still attend some coaching sessions or sessions? Do you want to help people that are lost and don't know how to feel or think, just the same you did when you first started? You lead your own destiny. You write your own story. You are worth so much more than any diagnosis. Keep writing that story. There's still so much to be told. Thank you, everyone.